In today's episode, we tell the story of the legendary Empress Mentewab, the powerful woman who literally ruled Ethiopia from the shadows. The Empress Mentewab's castle in Gondar's royal enclosure, one of the grand monuments she commissioned. Empress Mentewab was born Walata Georgis around 1706, but she preferred the throne name Mentewab, meaning beautiful queen. She hailed from the aristocratic Kwara clan. Her father was Dejosmok Menber of Dembia, and her mother, Princess Yankoi Enkoi, traced descent from Emperor Minazar, 1559 to 63. This heritage linked Mentewab to the ancient Solomonic dynasty. Her family traditions claimed an ancestral branch of kings Solomon and Sheba. With such bloodlines, Mentewab entered the imperial court already carrying the prestige of Ethiopia's royal lineage, positioning her for the prominent role she would play. In September 1722, Mentewab married Emperor Bakaffa. The marriage came under dramatic circumstances. Bakaffa's first wife had died mysteriously on the day of his coronation, an event seen as an ominous portent. Mentewab quickly solidified her status by giving birth to the imperial heir, Prince Iyasu, in 1723. Over the next years, she lived at the royal palace in Gondar and gained experience in court politics. In 1728, Emperor Bakaffa fell gravely ill, and Empress Mentewab became the de facto ruler during his illness. Even after Bakaffa recovered, Mentewab had proved her capabilities. She remained a dominant figure at court as the emperor's trusted consort. When Emperor Bakaffa died in September 1730, Prince Iyasu was proclaimed Iyasu II, and Mentewab's influence peaked. On the 23rd of December 1730, she was officially crowned co-press alongside her son. This made Mentewab one of the most powerful sovereigns in Ethiopian history. By lineage, she descended from 2 centuries of emperors, and now she governed as Madara. Early in their joint reign, Mentewab's prominence provoked rivalries. In December 1732, resentful nobles from other regions revolted and besieged Mentewab and Iyasu in the castle at Gondar for 2 weeks before government forces crushed the uprising. After suppressing that rebellion, Mentewab and Iyasu pursued a conciliatory policy that kept the empire unusually stable. They largely avoided new wars, refraining from aggressive campaigns to recover lost territory, and allowed distant provinces greater autonomy. Importantly, under Mentewab's guidance, the court brokered peace between rival religious factions. The major monastic orders in Ethiopia became reconciled, ensuring religious harmony during her regency. In short, the period of Mentewab's rule, with Iyasu 1730 to 1755, was marked by internal stability and cultural flowering. An artist works on an Ethiopian manuscript exemplifying the flourishing arts of the 18th century, which Mentewab patronized. Empress Mentewab kneeling before the Virgin Mary in the Church of Narga Selassie, 1748, one of the many churches she founded outside Gondar. A deeply devout Christian, Mentewab left an enduring legacy of buildings and art in Gondar's royal enclosure. She erected her own stone castle and a grand banquet hall for the court. Beyond the capital, she founded several major religious monuments. The Kuskwam Mariam Monastery Palace Complex, begun 1731, consecrated 1740, high in the mountains outside Gondar, and a chapel dedicated to Saint Estefanos on Daga Island, Lake Tana, in 1747. Many of these projects honored the Virgin Mary, earning Mentewab praise as a pious daughter of Saint George, or Walata Georgis, and helped reconcile competing church orders. Under her patronage, Ethiopian art flourished. Illuminated manuscripts, icons and paintings were produced in great number, marking a cultural renaissance in Gondar's 18th century court. After Emperor Bakaffa's death, Mentewab took her late husband's nephew, Jarosmuk Iyasu, known derisively as Melmel Iyasu, or Iyasu the Kept, as a consort. By him, she had 3 daughters, princesses Aster, Alitash, and Walata, Israel. These princesses were married into powerful families. In 1755, Mentewab arranged the marriage of her eldest daughter, Princess Aster, to the formidable Wallo warlord Ras Mikhail Sahul, cementing a dynastic alliance. Mentewab's other daughters also made advantageous matches with the nobility. These alliances initially strengthened Mentewab's political network, binding her Quora clan to other leading factions. In 1755, Iyasu II died unexpectedly, leaving Mentewab to install her grandson as emperor. She crowned the 10-year-old Iyasu I and again acted as regent. However, rivalries soon tore the court apart. Iyasu's mother, Empress Wubit, favored her own Oromokin, while Mentewab promoted her Quora relatives. The struggle between these factions erupted into open conflict. Mentewab summoned her son-in-law Ras Mikhail Sahul to mediate, but Mikhail seized the moment for himself. In a dramatic coup in 1769, Ras Mikhail had the young Emperor Iyasu strangled in the palace. This act left the throne vacant and enraged Mentewab. Distraught by her grandson's murder, she retreated to her mountaintop residence at Kusquam, refusing to return to the capital. The empire descended into chaos as rival generals vied for power, but Mentewab remained in seclusion, watching helplessly as the Gondrine era unraveled around her. The reign of the Solomonic dynasty was coming to an end. Mentewab died peacefully at her palace in Kusquam on the 27th of June, 1773. She was laid to rest in the Church of St. Mary of Kusquam, beside her son, Emperor Iyasu II, and grandson, Emperor Iyasu. Her death marked the end of an extraordinary era. Historians remember Empress Mentewab as an enlightened and liberal ruler who fostered religious peace and an artistic renaissance in Ethiopia. The stone castles she built in Gondar, the mountain churches she founded, and the artworks she commissioned all testify to her impact. Though her attempt to control succession ultimately failed, Mentewab's life remains one of the most remarkable in Ethiopian history, that of a queen who held power in her own right and left a lasting imprint on her country. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Tales of Ethiopia. If you enjoyed learning about Empress Mentewab, please subscribe to Tales of Ethiopia. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more fascinating stories from Ethiopia's past. Check out these other fascinating tales from Ethiopian history. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and be sure to join us soon for another captivating episode right here on our channel.